up there and roll from there. Good evening. Let everybody settle back in. I mean, we've got to hand out some hardware sooner or later tonight, right? It's important. Thank you all for being here. Those of I have not met, I'm Taylor Newman. I'm the Executive Director of the National Intercollegiate Flying Association. So when you have a problem, I'm the guy. When you have another problem, I'm the guy. So just feel free to let me help you figure out what it is and what we can do. And from new teams that are here first time, it's awesome to see you. We've slowly grown from down just a little bit through the late 2000s to starting to build back up. So as more and more aviation schools move forward, join NIFA, Taylor's out meeting them, trying to politic their way into having a flight team, having more competitors for you all, and for everybody to enjoy this great experience you are having this week. So to move forward, I would like to bring up our keynote speaker tonight, John Frasca. John's been in aviation just a little while, so with his family and his dad. So tonight we're going to have John come up and give a couple of thoughts on aviation, and please offer him your attention. Thank you.
Thank you for that introduction. I'm really genuinely excited to be here. Frasca's an aviation family. We grew up around airplanes. Let me find my notes here. This is a big crowd for me. I've spoken several times, and I get kind of nervous in front of big groups. I think there's how many people here? I got to take a picture. And I think I'm going to try something here. Everybody, I'm going to take another picture like it was after me speaking and it's all over. So just kind of put your heads down like you're bored to death. Did you do that for me? No? Oh, okay. Good enough. How about cheering me on? Okay. That's awesome. And I understand not only, I was just told, but not only are there the 500 or 600 of you here, that there's maybe some watching on YouTube, and what did I hear? Hundreds of them, and maybe 30,000 might watch. So no pressure at all, no anxiety. How about with you guys? Is there any anxiety with you? A lot of you competitors. Anybody nervous? No? Do we have any winners in the crowd? I'm sure we do. So like I said, Frasca family's been involved in aviation for a long time. My father was just an absolute aviation nut. My father founded the company in 1958, born in 1931, grew up in Chicago. His parents were immigrants from Italy. After high school, a neighbor told him he should join the Naval Reserves because the family had no money to send him to college. In the Navy, his job was called a training device man, or TD man. He was responsible to make sure that the simulators continued to work. Back then, they didn't call them simulators, they were training devices. And this was like the Korean War era, so he was working with pilots, World War II pilots that were coming back and getting up to speed so they could fight in the Korean War. He met a lot of people there, a lot of different aviation experts, and followed some of them to the University of Illinois, where he worked in the Aviation Research Lab. At the Aviation Research Lab, he did much the same thing. He maintained simulators, modified them for specific maintenance or research projects that he was doing, and at that time also attended classes at the University of Illinois and furthered his simulation skills, married Lucille, my mom, raised a family. Now, Dad attended the University of Illinois for 8 years and never got a degree. Long time. I should probably say that he was working and he was a part-time student. But he also explained he never really got in a degree program. He just took the classes that he thought he needed for life skills and to get advancement in his career. I think he knew he was going to build simulators when he started. He often told me and the family that he got a degree in Frasca International. So when I was in college, I was looking to see if they had that degree still, and unfortunately wasn't there. Dad grew the business, hired employees, made sales. His family grew, eventually eight of us, who he diligently put to work. We all started sweeping floors, moved into roles of assembling simulators, working in the machine shop and other shops that were there. My first job was in 1972 while in junior high. We were expected to work after school and in the summer if we wanted to fly. So there was a work element, a reward, I guess, there. Okay. Flash forward, and here are our facilities today. 90,000 square feet of office and manufacturing space. We're located on Frasca Field in Urbana, Illinois. It's a general aviation airfield with a 4,000-foot runway, GA aircraft, and some helicopters. Let's see. Yep, I got to keep myself in sync with this. And did I mention we like aviation? We're located on the airport. Dad collected a fleet of aircraft, classic and warbirds. This really does help focus our team on aviation. You might think it's a big distraction, but we like to design and build simulators, so having aviation around us is important. In the background, you can see a P-40 and a Stearman, both World War II aircraft. Dad used to brag that he had a Boeing rating. His Boeing rating was in the Stearman. We offer a wide range of simulators. They vary in complexity and aircraft types, from instrument procedure trainers like the RTD on the left there, to full flight simulators like the CJ-1, fixed wing and helicopters, piston and turboprops. So a lot of details on simulators. I'm not going to bore you with them, but if you want to learn more, we've got a website, frasca.com. You can see our products and learn a lot more about it. And I know you're all with colleges and universities. You've seen a lot of our simulators at your schools. And as you go forward in your careers, if you're an airline pilot, a corporate pilot, You're going to get a lot of time in simulators. You'll have relationships with them. If the instructors do a good job, you'll have good relationships with them. There we go. Dad accumulated a fleet of about 30 aircraft, ranging from a Piper Cub, which is what he learned to fly in, to a World War II Spitfire. If someone questioned why he had so many aircrafts, he says, he would say, airplanes are meant to be purchased, not sold. And based on his collection, most people would verify that he was 100% serious. He also started an air museum. So in addition to the aircraft, the museum included hundreds of artifacts, such as engines, avionics, and a collection of simulators dating back to the earliest simulators. Some of his aircraft were used in movies. The Wildcat was used in the movie Midway, which starred Charlton Heston. The P-40 was used in the movie 1941. That included John Belushi. We had a fun week where John Belushi came down to Champaign and they set up the airplane, the P-40, in front of a green screen and shot stuff. And quite a character. The Zero was used in the movie Tora, Tora, Tora. So then, if you own a fleet of aircraft, an aviation museum, and a simulator company, why not add an airport to the mix? In the 1980s, the owner of Illini Airport, Louis Dyson, wanted to retire. So Dad ended up buying the airport, almost certainly saving it from closing, and in 1989 moved the simulator company there. So that's some of the history of Frasca and the family. And I just get specific, one of the things we're here for is we're here at NIFA. Dad was a member of the University of Illinois flight team and competed in the 1954 NIFA event. The trophy on the left is from winning the landing event. I think it was a powered landing event. And the one on the right, you can see him accepting the loaning trophy from Grover Loaning himself. To me, it looks like he's holding a beer mug. And talking to a few of the old crusty guys, I think it was used as a beer mug. I'm told that today it's handled a little more carefully, maybe a lot more carefully. Let's see, yep. Fast forward to 1973 when Frasca started sponsoring the NIFA simulator event. In those days, the simulators were very basic devices, used for instrument procedure training only. A judge would observe the pilot flying a fixed pattern and manually score his performance. Scoring technology consisted of a stopwatch, clipboard, pencil, and an attentive judge. Today we still sponsor the simulator event, but the simulators have become much more realistic, and we use computer algorithms to score the flight. So I told the SIU guys that we were going to plug them a little. That's because of family connections. A total of 3 generations of Frasca had participated in NIFA. Dad in the 50s at the University of Illinois. My brother Joe in the late 70s, and brother Tom in the early 80s. And I think they were quite experienced with the beer mugs. More recently, Tom's daughter Emily at SIU, I think that was in 2012, she was there. Personally, I was in the background. I was more interested in the engineering, so my first contact with NIFA was working on the scoring algorithms that automated the scoring process. And the first year we were using this, it wasn't going well before the event, and we were struggling with the software, kept crashing. So a lot of long days, that's what engineers do, a lot of long evenings, and we got it working. And quite happily, the event went off without a hitch, and the scores came through, and it's worked well ever since. Interesting slide. Clearly, collegiate aviation and NIFA were very important to Dad, both in getting his aviation experience and education and in developing, in the development of his company. And he never forgot it. He regularly attended NIFA and every other collegiate aviation event he could find. He often brought one of his antique aircraft to events, and he always contributed financially. And I can't tell you how many times somebody over the years would come up to me and thank him or thank me for him. He made a mark on a lot of people, and like I said, definitely got a lot out of it, but gave a lot back. From these stories, I think you can tell how much Dad loved aviation. He instilled this in his family. From my earliest memories, I recall trips to the airport, the simulator factory, and flying aircraft, going to air shows, etc. We were exposed to a lot of aviation. Willard Airport, Champaign, had an aircraft graveyard. We would spend hours climbing, and this is as young kids, climbing over the aircraft hulks, pretending we were flying, or oftentimes hurting ourselves on some sharp metal object that was exposed. I don't think Mom knew about that part, but she was glad we were out of the house. So it was a negotiated thing with my dad. In 1968, Dad purchased his first Warbird, a World War II Navy Wildcat. We kids were recruited to wash it, which was no simple task, since the big radial engine consumed massive amounts of oil, which had sprayed over the belly of the fuselage. I hear some laughing. These types of aircraft measured oil in gallons, and we had a 55-gallon drum in the T-hanger that we would use to keep it full. And then, as if washing the Wildcat wasn't enough fun, we were also asked to perform another critical function. Dad would need to do high-power engine run-ups, and he would have us hold the tail down. So imagine some of us, I don't know, 10, 12 years old, leaning over the elevator of the Wildcat while he was in the cockpit running the engine up. Basically, we were ballast, something I've often been called. It's now been 50 years since then, but I can still remember the power of the prop wash and the noise that it generated. But I also started thinking about that, and I didn't see everybody else with the Warbird doing that. So I'm suspicious this was not really necessary, and that he just had us do it as a way to keep track of us and keep us out of mischief. Nodding. Wondered why there was oil on our clothes, right? I also loved exploring the simulator factory. The early simulators were mechanical devices long before the advent of economical computers. My mind was similar to Dad's. I could understand his levers and motors and relays and figure out what they did. I would have a blast taking things apart, figuring out how they worked, put them back together. So while I liked airplanes and flying, I also loved the technology that made the simulators work. Ultimately, that's the path I took, while my brothers may have focused more on flying. I was sitting at a workbench, fiddling with something, and enjoying it. Now, you guys are all pilots, so you probably thought I was crazy and didn't understand this choice. But for me, it was the fun thing. And if I can give you any advice in life, it's find something fun, something you can enjoy, and it'll never be work. And I think for a lot of you, that will be flying. The company gave me a lot of opportunity to learn technology of simulation, manufacturing methods, learn about contracts, finance, program management, whatever a company needed. I can't say this is the best way to get an education, but it was fun. And it was focused on the needs of the company. As soon as I would figure something out in the business, I would then move on to another problem. 50 years later, and I still do the same thing. New requirements in our business require new processes. New customers have new demands, so it's a blast to keep learning new things and solving problems. So now fast forward to 2022. Frasca, 2022 for Frasca was a major milestone for us and the family. We sold the company to Flight Safety. The family had built on what Dad had started into a worldwide company delivering simulators to thousands of customers. We had reached a point where we had to think about the next step. Do we grow the company further, which had risks, or do we look for a buyer to take over the stewardship of the Frasca legacy and brand? In December of 2020, Flight Safety, Michael Versio approached us. He's a senior vice president, to see if we were interested in selling. And I had said no probably 100 times to people approaching us to sell the company. But coincidentally at that time, the family had been discussing this. We brought in consultants to try and figure out what the next steps were. And we decided to continue the conversation. But it's a big, big event. Imagine you're building something for 50 or 60 years, and you got to make a decision, a milestone. What are you going to do with it? At the time, well, to this day, Flight Safety was our largest customer, so we knew a little about the organization and culture. In fact, decades ago, Dad even had discussions with Flight Safety's founder, Al Ucci, about selling the company. After Michael's visit, I then got to talk to Brad Thress, Flight Safety's CEO. We discussed why Flight Safety was interested in Frasca and what the future would be for Frasca. We liked what we heard, and it appeared to be a good fit. I also learned more about Berkshire Hathaway, which is Flight Safety's parent company, Warren Buffett company. They had a history of buying well-run companies and then leaving them alone, which we liked as a family and the current management liked. So we made the decision to go forward. 2021 was a year of due diligence, which is the process where they learn about us, and negotiating, and it was a full year. I never knew selling something could be so complicated. But again, I learned from it, and we decided to go forward with it. Now, I said it was important to us that we didn't change a lot, and up there you can see our logo. It did change. And that's the way it's been progressing. Flight Safety is a pilot training organization. I'm sure you all know of them. They have over 4,000 employees, 30 training centers, and over 300 simulators. And importantly, their product range and customer base is largely separate from what Frasca produces. In other words, we don't step on each other. It's a good fit. We're now just over 5 months into the acquisition, and there are no regrets. Flight Safety has been true to its word. They're not trying to change Frasca. I'm still president. My brother David is still our chief strategy officer. He's also our chief pilot. He flies the Wildcat and the P-40. So why would he want to leave that? There have been no changes to our management team. In fact, I am frequently reminded by the Flight Safety management team, don't change Frasca. Don't let us do that. Today, we're looking for ways that Flight Safety's expertise and products can bring added value to our customers. As a major training provider, Flight Safety has resources and expertise that Frasca alone doesn't have. Frasca is a company of 140 people. Flight Safety, like I say, is 4,000. And the resources they can bring in curriculum development and the things they do at the large simulator side of things is amazing, and I'm just beginning to learn it, but we're anxious, and I know they're anxious to find partnerships with universities and see just where we can take this industry. And if you've all looked at your program, I think you know Flight Safety is the sponsor of this event. They're a sign there and on your tables, and they're very interested in this market. They'd committed to sponsor NIFA long before they finished with Frasca. Can't answer that now. Go away. Okay. Might be somebody critiquing me over the internet. And he broke my train of thought. But anyway, we're getting close to the end. Flight Safety, like I say, is a major sponsor. They acquired Frasca, I think, to grow their reach into this market. And there's, like I say, many significant things we expect to happen as we go forward. Oh, I meant to have their logo up there. See the contrast in the simulators. So with that, we can move on to the award segment. Thank you all very much. I wish you good luck in aviation. Please have fun with it. Thank you. You are all very kind, and I appreciate that.
No one said it was award time. Just kidding, guys. So a couple things before we get started with the awards. A couple more things. Ryan was a little remiss to forget one regional chief judge who was brand new this year, and that was Bert Boyce. Thank you, Bert, for stepping up. So, we're going to be announcing the top 20 awards. If you are in places 20th through 11th, I would ask that you stand in your place and be recognized. Top 10, you can come up, you'll get a certificate and a medal, and then top 5, you will get a framed plaque. I'd ask that you hold your applause until the end. After the applause is over, I'll ask you to exit to your guys' left, go around back to where we entered from, and then pictures will be taken there. Now, I had to apologize ahead of time. They did not ask me to be chief judge because my reading abilities is a exemplary level. So if I butcher names, I apologize. We are going to start with the Simulated Comprehensive Air Navigation. This is sponsored by the National Association of Flight Instructors. And Elizabeth Bates is going to be our presenter, who is our judging event judge. So Liz, if you'd like to come up. You don't have to speak, I promise. You just have to shake hands. In 20th place, from Western Michigan University, Morgan Karstensen. Man, I just set the rules, guys. Come on. In 19th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Carol Martin. In 18th place, from Southern Illinois University, Dane Snodgrass. From 17th place, from Auburn University, Eric Tivy. 16th place, from Laterno University, Longview, Dalen Moore. In 15th place, Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, Dominic Barbagallo. Sorry. In 13th place, from Lewis University, I'm so sorry about this one. Enke Amagan, why don't you just tell me? What is it? What he said, Amagan. Sorry. In 12th place, from the University of North Dakota, Aaron Schwartz. And 11th place, from Western Michigan University, Antonia Sierra. In 10th place, and remember 10th and above, please come up here, from Western Michigan University, Kyle Albrecht. In 9th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, Christopher Shields. In 8th place, from Southern Illinois University, Wendy Elliott. In 7th place, from the University of North Dakota, Carson Wells. In 6th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Hayden Morse. In 5th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Cami Johnson. In 4th place, from University of North Dakota, Ryan Fitzgerald. In 3rd place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Matthew Arnovic. In 2nd place, from the University of North Dakota, Michaela Weiss. And in 1st place, with a score of 35, from the University of North Dakota, Jebediah Susenbach. Thank you very much. Congratulations. The next event that we'll be awarding today is the Certified Flight Instructor event. This is sponsored by the NIFA Council, and it will be presented by Virginia Harmer and Carlo. I'm not even going to try. As they're coming up, a few words that were spoken about this particular coach for this year. The 2022 NIFA Coach of the Year has served on the NIFA Board of Directors as a regional representative, as well as a judge at numerous NIFA competitions. This fall, your coach will assume the directorship as a head of the University Aviation Department. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 NIFA Coach of the Year is Scott Vlasic, University of Nebraska, Omaha. I already screwed up, didn't I? Nope, come on up here. They were going to do that one too, so. Don't go anywhere there, Virginia and Carlo. Come on back. We're going to do CFI now. Because that's what I was supposed to do in the beginning. So if anyone was wondering, these two were also the event judges and the ones who created the scenario. I've had brief encounters with them talking about the scenario. From what it sounded like, it was more a scenario about how well they can connect to the student versus how well you can teach. In this scenario itself, you had a 60-hour student who started to plateau and even degrade in their performance. The following award winners were the best out of all of them. In 3rd place, from Metropolitan State University of Denver, Jason Walter. In 2nd place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Anna Scott. And in 1st place, from Kent State University, Victoria Lorenzon. The next awards that we will be handing out tonight is the pre-flight event, sponsored by the NIFA Council, presented by Caitlin Klingler. This event, we had a Cessna 152, I'm not the best at aircraft wreck, that was bugged with at least 30 squawks. The contestants had 15 minutes to go around the aircraft and look for said bugs. When I announce the final score, you will notice that there's more than 30 that they caught. So hopefully the airplane is now airworthy after maintenance has gotten back a hold of it. So, in 20th place from Liberty University, Mason Casanova. In 19th place from Lewis University, Scott Anderson. In 18th place from Minnesota State University, Mankato, Matthew Cade. In 17th place from the University of Nebraska, Omaha, Hunter Pearson. In 16th place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, James Hanover. In 15th place from University of Nebraska, Omaha, Owen Brennan. In 14th place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, Sean Stoltz. In 13th place from Lewis University, Meritiz G. Lara. In 12th place from the United States Air Force Academy, Luke Edgerly. In 11th place from Laterno University, Longview, Dalen Moore. In 10th place from The Ohio State University, Jackson Skolnick. And remember, 10th and above, please come forward. In 9th place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Douglas Niemela. In 8th place from Western Michigan University, Brock Franson. In 7th place from Southern Illinois University, Wendy Elliott. In 6th place from Western Michigan University, Jessica Bernin. In 5th place from the University of North Dakota, Carson Wells. In 4th place from the Southern Illinois University, Benjamin Morris. In 3rd place from the Ohio State University, Devin Thurman. In 2nd place from the University of North Dakota, Jebediah Susenbach. And in 1st place, with a total of 44 squawks found, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Camden Dellar. Congratulations. To the right. To the right, to the right. Everyone goes to the right. He's trying to make an entrance. The next awards will be given will be the Aircraft Recognition Award, sponsored by Textron. This will be presented, if he's here, I haven't seen him actually, one of our old student representatives, Tyler Resposley. Are you here? He left? He was also the event judge. Ryan's on his own then. In 20th place, from United States Air Force Academy, Ryan Leach. In 19th place, from Western Michigan University, Nathan Goot. In 18th place, from Laterno University, Longview, Kenan Yanembella. In 17th place, from Western Michigan University, Nicholas Ohlenhausen. In 16th place, from the University of North Dakota, Cole Yokoyama. In 15th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, Wenshu Wu. In 14th place, from the University of North Dakota, Kobe Pimento. In 13th place, from the United States Air Force Academy, Giles Beebe. In 12th place, from LeTourneau University, Longview, Simon Aycock. In 11th place, Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Gabriel Witt. In 10th place, from Southern Illinois University, Noah Sequoia. In 9th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Camden Dellar. In 8th place, from Southern Illinois University, Grant Gillespie. In 7th place, from Western Michigan University, Jack Skogsen. In 6th place, from LeTourneau University, Longview, Silas Staton. In 5th place, from University of North Dakota, Bailey Harris. In 4th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Zachary Zornozi. In 3rd place, from the University of North Dakota, Joe Taylor. And in 2nd and 1st, we actually had a rec tie this year that was broken with a tiebreaker that was held a couple days later. And in 2nd place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Kenrick Vale. And in 1st place with a score of 152 out of 180, Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Rashid Aduma. Third, we're missing 3rd. Joe Taylor, did you, trying to, 5th place now. Bailey Harris. Okay, come on, guys. Seriously, I know numbers are not your guys' strong suit, but seriously, Jack Skozen for 7th place. Got it? Congratulations, guys. The next event will be the Ground Trainer event sponsored by Frasca International Incorporated, presented today by John Frasca and event judge Gary Armitage. And I could tell you how to do it, but John already showed us on the board there the exact patterns and all that, so he kind of spoiled it for me. But in 20th place from Southern Illinois University, Amelia Anderson. In 19th place from Metropolitan State University of Denver, Dylan Beal. In 18th place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, Saifo Jihad. In 17th place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Daytona, James Hanover. In 16th place from Western Michigan University, Kyle Albrecht. In 15th place from Auburn University, Blake Adkins. In 14th place from United States Air Force Academy, Joseph Mucklestone. In 13th place from Liberty University, Mason Kasyonov. In 12th place from Metropolitan State University at Denver, Michael Moll. In 11th place from Kent State University, Joe Conrad. And in 10th place from Embry-Riddle, you guys need to change your name. Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Douglas Niemela. It's been a long week, guys. In 9th place from LeTourneau University, Longview, Simon Aycock. In 8th place, Auburn University, Riley Hogue. In 7th place from Kent State University, Cold Heppard. In sixth place, from Southern Illinois University, Grant Gillespie. In fifth place, from the University of North Dakota, Max Langerud. In fourth place, from The Ohio State University, Noah Patton. In third place, from the University of North Dakota, Joe Taylor. In second place, from The Ohio State University, Eleanor Brown. And in first place, from the United States Air Force Academy, Ryan Leach. Third line, none. Congratulations, guys. The next event will be the Computer Accuracy event, sponsored by Aviation Supplies and Academics. This award will be presented by James Johnson. In 20th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, James Hanover. In 19th place, from Western Michigan University, Evan Cooper. In 18th place, from Western Michigan University, Brock Franzen. In 17th place, from Western Michigan University, Jessica Bernin. In 16th place, from United States Air Force Academy, Seth Brayfogle. In 15th place, from The Ohio State University, Mason Klaus. In 14th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, Connor Keviton. In 13th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, Stephen Lang. In 12th place, from the University of North Dakota, Michaela Weiss. In 11th place, from Southern Illinois University, Benjamin Morris. In 10th place, from Southern Illinois University, Wendy Elliott. In 9th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Gabriel Witt. In 8th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Douglas Niemelia. In 7th place, from Southern Illinois University, Thomas Edgar. In 6th place, from the University of North Dakota, Max Langerud. In 5th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Nick Tan. In 4th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Karen Lau. In 3rd place, from the University of North Dakota, Carolyn Kelly. In 2nd place, from the University of North Dakota, Matthew Cleveland. And in 1st place, with a perfect score of 40 out of 40, from the Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Jamie Gallagher. It's all right, guys. You'll be sorted out for pictures. Congratulations, everyone. The next award will be the Kirshner's Men's Achievement, sponsored by the NIFA Council. Along with receiving their award today, for first place, they will also receive a $2,000 check. Second place will receive $1,000, and third, $750. Presenting the awards are the event judges, Carolyn Karp and Diane Bartles. In third place, from Luterno University Longview, Mateo Argot. In second place, from Auburn University, Eric Tivy. And in first place, from Minnesota State University Mankato, Eric Anderson. You could stand in the middle, get your picture taken. Congratulations. At the regional competitions in the fall, a top pilot is named. During the national competition, we also recognize these pilots. So today, the regional top pilot, sponsored by the Airline Pilots Association, will be presented by Captain Andrew Ross. Each winner shall receive $500. From Metropolitan State University of Denver, Dylan Beal. From Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, you guys can all come up too. From Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University Prescott, Douglas Nimila. From Western Michigan University, Kyle Albrecht. From Luterno University Longview, Simon Alcock. From the University of North Dakota, Jebediah Susenbach. From Southern Illinois University, Benjamin Morris. From Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, James Hanover. And from Liberty University, Josh Engelberg. The regional top pilots. The next award that will be given today is the Traditional Navigation Event, sponsored by King's School. John and Martha King are here to present the award. First place will also get $1,250 for both the pilot and the observer each. If you want to go up and see Ryan, thank you. From Southern Illinois University, pilot Benjamin Morris, safety observer Samuel Kogan. In 19th place, from the Minnesota State University Mankato, pilot Nicholas Hauk, safety observer Nicholas Clemenger. In 18th place from Purdue University, pilot Nolan Carroll, safety observer Jason Pan. In 17th place from St. Louis University Parks College, pilot Jordan Chase Fines, and safety observer Sydney Stamps. In 16th place from Southern Illinois University, from Southeastern Oklahoma State University, pilot Justin Nichols, safety observer Joseph Roberts. In 15th place from Southern Illinois University, pilot Sydney Regimar, and safety observer Joshua Wayers. In 14th place from the Ohio State University, pilot Bryn Barr, safety observer Anastasia Rokachevetsky. In 13th place from the United States Air Force Academy, pilot Shane Oatman, safety observer Jacob Stensley. In 12th place from LeTourneau University Longview, pilot Joseph Turner, safety observer Dalen Moore. In 11th place from the Ohio State University, pilot Mike Sterling. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And safety observer Mason Klaus.
Folks, you're in real trouble. I'm in real trouble. I'm John King.
I'm Martha King.
And the reason you're in trouble is they offered us an opportunity to speak for a little bit.
And we're just going to fight a little bit over the microphone.
John Frasca asked hypothetically, are there winners in here? And Martha, what's the answer?
Everyone in here is a winner. Everyone in here competed at their home college. Everyone competed in their home region, and you competed here. The very fact you're here makes you a winner tonight.
Because we knew we were going to be here this evening, I Googled the characteristics of a winner. And the characteristics of a winner are they're comfortable with responsibility. Do you think pilots are comfortable with responsibility? I do too. And that they're willing to do things that are difficult to do. That winners, I'm going to get my notes out. I looked this up this morning. You may go ahead, Martha.
There you go.
Okay.
He went to the dictionary to look it up and get the full definition of winners.
They're good at making decisions, winners are. And as you go through this list, you realize, well, hell, they're talking about us.
They're talking about every pilot in this room.
Right. They're good at overcoming challenges. They have a positive attitude. They're flexible and adaptable and can change. These are all characteristics of being a pilot and characteristics of all these winners. So congratulations to all of us, winners all. Thank you very much.
In 10th place, from LeTourneau University Longview, pilot Simon Alcock and safety observer Alondra Lopez. In 9th place, from St. Louis University Parks College, pilot Chase Lehman, safety observer Darren Mushkin. In 8th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University Daytona, pilot James Hanover, safety observer Aiden Murray. In 7th place, from Southern Illinois University, pilot Wendy Elliott, safety observer Angelina Kate. In 6th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University Daytona, pilot Dominic Barbagola, safety observer Connor Kevinton. In 5th place, from Southeastern Oklahoma State University, pilot Walter Bradshaw, safety observer Kyle Lones. In fourth place, from the United States Air Force Academy, pilot Giles Beebe, safety observer Morgan Modisha. In third place, from United States Air Force Academy, pilot Ryan Leach, safety observer Caden Stein. In second place, from the University of North Dakota, pilot Joe Taylor, safety observer Carson Wells. And in first place, with a total score of 16 points, from The Ohio State University, pilot Dominic Parenti, and safety observer Noah Patton. You guys might have to scoot down a little bit to fit everyone here. Keep scooting to the left. To the left. There you go. Let's go. I saw y'all singing Sweet Carolina out on the line. I know you guys can get close. Congratulations. Thank you. The next event will be the short field landing, sponsored by ForeFlight. This event will be presented by Sam Celine, who is one of State Tower's controllers. So he's the one you talk to all day. So when you come up here, you can give him a little nudge if he didn't do you right. In 20th place, from the United States Air Force Academy, Joseph Mucklestone. In 19th place, from Southern Illinois University, Thomas Edgar. In 18th place, from Southeastern Oklahoma State University, Mackenzie Krause. In 17th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, Stephen Lang. In 16th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Kenrick Vale. In 15th place, from the University of North Dakota, Jebediah Zusenbach. In 14th place, from Western Michigan University, Kyle Albrecht. In 13th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Douglas Niemela. In 12th place, from Southern Illinois University, Benjamin Morris. In 11th place, from United States Air Force Academy, Giles Beebe. Sorry, that sounded weird. In 10th place, from the University of North Dakota, Carson Wells. In 9th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, George Fiskew. In 8th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, James Hanover. In 7th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, Sean Stoltz. In 6th place, from Kent State University, Samuel Lagarth. In 5th place, from Purdue University, Joshua Hart. In 4th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Luke Miller. In 3rd place, from LeTourneau University, Longview, Joseph Turner. In second place, from the University of North Dakota, Joe Taylor. And in first place, with a combined score of 13 off of 2 landings, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Prescott, Hayden Morse. Second? Second is Joe Taylor. Joe, he might be getting his picture taken. He's in the back, he's waving. And in 10th, Carson Wells, who's also in the back waving. Sam can take their plaques out to him. They did. Congratulations. The next event will be the IFR event, sponsored by Frasca International Incorporated, presented by John Frasca and longtime event judge Jeremy Brown. In 20th place from Kansas State University Polytechnic, Josh Murdoch. In 19th place from San Jose State University, Acacia Akart. In 18th place from Western Michigan University, Antonia Sierra. In 17th place from Purdue University, Joshua Hart. In 16th place from Liberty University, James Sanchez. In 15th place from Metropolitan State University of Denver, Mitchell Johnson. In 14th place from Minnesota State University, Mankato, Nicholas Hauk. In 13th place from Kent State University, John Areta. In 12th place from Laterno University, Longview, Brendan Petrie. In 11th place from Louisiana Tech University, Russell Lewis. And in 10th place from Lewis University, Scott Anderson. 9th place from University of Nebraska, Omaha, David Wellnitz. In 8th place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Prescott, Luke Miller. In 7th place from the Ohio State University, Anastasia Rokenchevetsky. In 6th place from the University of North Dakota, Joe Taylor. In 5th place from Auburn University, Riley Hogue. And in 4th place from Southern Illinois University, Dane Snodgrass. In 3rd place from St. Louis University Parks College, Christian McCain. And in 2nd place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Daytona, Christopher Shields. And in 1st place from the United States Air Force Academy, Joseph Mucklestone. Congratulations. The next award will be the Women's Achievement Award, sponsored by the 99s. The 99s are a women's the 99s is the International Organization of Women Pilots. They have been supporting NIFA since Amelia Earhart was one of the judges at the inception of the Loaning Trophy in 1929. The awards tonight are presented by event judges Carolyn Cart, Diane Bartles, and Marilyn Schaefer. The winners of this award will receive $2,000, $1,000, and $750 respectively, as well as a one-year membership in the 99s. In third place, from Auburn University, Maggie Hearn. In second place, from Oklahoma State University, Claire Reeder. And in first place, from Kent State University, Victoria Lorenzon. Congratulations. The next award will be the Message Drop, sponsored by the NIFA Council. This will be presented by Lieutenant Phil Weir. In 20th place, from Louisiana Tech University, Drop Master Zachary Hanks, Pilot Russell Lewis. In 19th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Drop Master Karen Lau, Pilot Gabriel Witt. In 18th place, from Metropolitan State University of Denver, Drop Master Bennett Blumpnell, Pilot Dylan Beal. In 17th place, from the University of North Dakota, Drop Master Joe Taylor, Pilot Bailey Harris. In 16th place, from Southeastern Oklahoma State University, Drop Master Joseph Roberts, Pilot Danelyn Brown. In 15th place, from University of Nebraska, Omaha, Drop Master Jonathan Corey, Pilot Tyler Kraft. In 14th place, from Southern Illinois University, Drop Master Grant Gillespie, Pilot Noah Sekoyak. In 13th place, from Lewis University, Drop Master Sebastian Stange, Pilot Matthew Ernstein. In 12th place, from Oklahoma State University, Drop Master Zachary League, Pilot AJ Sills. 11th place, from the University of Nebraska, Omaha, Drop Master Hunter Pearson, Pilot Owen Brennan. In 10th place, from Southern Illinois University, Drop Master Samuel Kogan, Pilot Dale Miller. 9th place, from Laterno University, Longview, Drop Master Silas Stanton, Pilot Kenyon Yellowbell. In 8th place, from Western Michigan University, Drop Master Jessica Bernan, Pilot Jack Skogson. In 7th place, from Auburn University, Drop Master Riley Hogue, Pilot Riley Colea. In 6th place, from United States Air Force Academy, Drop Master Luke Edgerly, Pilot Morgan Modiga. In 5th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, Drop Master Grace Morris, Pilot Sean Stoltz. In fourth place, from California Aeronautic University, Drop Master Nathan Johnston, Pilot Matthew Waldman. In third place, from United States Air Force Academy, Drop Master Shane Oatman, Pilot Giles Beebe. In second place, from United States Air Force Academy, Drop Master George Berry, Pilot Ryan Leach. And before I announce the winner, I'd like to remind everyone who has not picked up their message drop bombs, they're at the end of the table and you can get them at the end of the awards banquet, or else we get to keep them. In first place with a total score of 32.33 feet, from the University of North Dakota, Drop Master Carson Wells, Pilot Aaron Schwartz. Congratulations. Thank you. The next award will be the Outstanding Team Member. This is sponsored by the NIFA Council and Mark Overlay. The Outstanding Team Member Award is a nomination given by each team to somebody they feel deserves it on their team that's gone above and beyond. When you hear your name, please come forward. From the University of Nebraska, Omaha, Owen Brennan. From Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Gabriel Witt. From Western Michigan University, Angelo Molina. From the University of North Dakota, Ryan Fitzgerald. From The Ohio State University, Mike Sterling. From Southern Illinois University, Benjamin Morris. From Oklahoma State University, Zachary League. From Liberty University, Joshua Cardoza. From Jacksonville University, Roberto Simona. From Elizabeth City State University, Spencer Edwards. From St. Louis University Parks College, Jordan Chase Fines. From California Aeronautic University, Camille Wilkin. From Auburn University, Riley Colia. From Kansas State University Polytechnic, Daniel Kearns. From Purdue University, Joshua Hart. From Louisiana Tech University, Reagan Moderno. From Laterno University, Longview, Dalen Moore. From Polk State College, Michael Franklin. From Minnesota State University, Mankato, Nicholas Hauk. And from Utah State University, Christopher Hunter. Thank you all for making a difference on your team. Thank you. Still to the right. We haven't changed. At this time, I'd like to invite Taylor Newman up to present the Hemphill Scholarship.
Before I get serious for a minute, how about another round of applause for this guy? He disappeared, but, you know, he's back there, the man behind the curtain. All right, I think all of you all have something about Gary Hemphill in your tonight's program. Gary was special to a lot of us. Gary passed away in 2020. He had been the executive director for NIFA back into the 80s with a sabbatical of about 5 years prior when Richard Smith was the executive director in the mid-2000 range. So through me competing, he was the executive director I saw. The first time I really got to know him was the Nationals. It was at Grenada, Mississippi. So that was in his backyard. I can remember a air-conditioned tent out on the ramp for the banquet, which was half the size, 70% the size, largest air-conditioned tent I'd ever seen. And I'm not sure where it came from in Mississippi. So, but it was awesome. NIFA is not what NIFA is what it is today because of Gary Hemphill. Gary Hemphill did such a tremendous amount of work to make this what it is. So we've discussed, he received the Founders Award several years ago. That's the highest honor that we give to anybody in NIFA. And then how can we better memorialize Gary? What can we do? So the council elected or decided to support and make a Gary Hemphill the Spirit of NIFA Scholarship. This is $5,000 given out annually. And what can we do to touch a student? And we thought that would be something great that we could touch a student with. I can go on and on. I remember stories here at Ohio State, and Gary'd have an office at the Block House, which doesn't exist anymore. I mean, there's all kinds of stories we could tell. So, but I've asked Bob Clement. Bob knew Gary longer than I. So I asked Bob to come up, say a few words, and then we're going to hand out some, well, cash, check, something like that. Somebody in the room's getting some money.
Thank you very much. I bet you there's not an off switch.
You're good.
It is on? Okay. I have a loud voice. I can't hear. I've been around NIFA for a long time. I started as a student in 1968 at Parks College, and that's where the executive director was at the time, a gentleman named Harold Wood. So we got roped into doing this in 1968. To Taylor's point, there really has only been 3 executive directors in the modern history of NIFA since 1949. Harold Wood had it from 1949 till turning it over to Gary in 1985. And that was a big transition for NIFA. We came out of a much different age. The rule book was about 3 pages long. The power-off landing was a beam the landing spot, pull the powder to idle, clear it once if you'd like to, land on the line, and that's about it. Side slip, open the door, move the flaps, whatever it took, hit the line. We changed quite a bit since then. It was a bomb drop. I was glad to see that the Air Force is hitting the target. I got a lot of faith in the nation now. And Gary really came in and changed the psyche. Also changed the majority of the talent in NIFA that ran it not only on a daily basis, which was him, for very, very, very little money. But like Harold, Gary lived, ate, breathed NIFA. It was his whole life. He lived in a small 2-bedroom apartment. He taught down in Louisiana, North Louisiana. He was a NIFA director, and they used an unpleasant term, hoarder. Gary was a record keeper. If you competed in an event in 1985, your landing card was in Gary's bedroom, and he could find it. Brought us up to the modern day as we moved forward, but Gary was always there. He was on the phone daily with the schools, with the council members, and we would not be here today if it were not for Gary Hemphill. Say a special prayer for Gary. I know he's up there looking out over us tonight, and he's got a beautiful, big heart that wishes you all the best in your future. And in Gary's words, remember to come back and give back to this organization that got you started, because it couldn't be done without the people committed to making NYFA what it is today. And with that, it's my pleasure to announce as the first winner of the award, Sebastian Staines. Sebastian, if you'll come up, please.
There's something else.
Hard to sneak up on a fighter pilot. Sebastian, congratulations.
Congratulations. The next event will be the Unlimited Navigation event, sponsored by King Schools, with John and Martha King. Once again, first place will get $1,250 for the pilot and the observer each. Do you need to say? Do you want to say anything? Nope. I'm sure they've had enough of me too, trust me. I've been talking all week, and I don't know if they listen. Yeah. In 20th place from Lewis University, Enko Amagalan, Safety Observer Michaela Schwark. In 19th place from Liberty University, Pilot Tegan Bay and Safety Observer James Sanchez. For a tie for 17th place from Western Michigan University, Pilot Jack Skozensen and Brock Franzen. Also tied in 17th place from Metropolitan State University of Denver, Pilot Eli Fozzard, Safety Observer Bennett Blumthal. In 16th place from Western Michigan University, Pilot Antonio Sierra, Safety Observer Basil Azim. In 15th place from Purdue University, Pilot Kagan Cripple, Safety Observer Joshua Hart. In 14th place from the Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University Prescott, Pilot Nick Tan, Safety Observer Douglas Niemelia. In 13th place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University Daytona, Pilot Connor Pia, Safety Observer Christopher Shields. In 12th place from the University of Nebraska Omaha, Pilot Owen Brennan, Safety Observer Cole Dostal. In 10th place from the University of Nebraska Omaha, Pilot Garrett Ferguson, Safety Observer Kenneth Thompson. For a tie for 9th place from Western Michigan University, Pilot Kyle Albrecht, Safety Observer Carter Peterson. Also in 9th place from Auburn University, Pilot Ashley Baldwin, Safety Observer Maggie Hearn. And with a tie for 7th place from Auburn University, Pilot Thomas Bingham, Safety Observer Christopher Hopkins. With the tie in 7th place as well from Auburn University, Pilot Eric Tivy, Safety Observer Luke Russo. In 6th place from Purdue University, Pilot David Tange, Safety Observer Nathan Doyle. In 5th place from the University of Nebraska Omaha, Pilot David Welnitz, Safety Observer Hunter Pearson. In 4th place from the Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University Prescott, Pilot Anna Scott, Safety Observer Camden Deller. In 3rd place from the University of North Dakota, Pilot Max Langerud, Safety Observer Carolyn Kelly. In 2nd place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University Prescott, Pilot Gabriel Witt, Safety Observer George And with a total score of 2 points From the University of North Dakota, pilot Ryan Fitzgerald, safety observer Matthew Cleveland. Keep scooting down to the left, please. Thank you. The next event will be the Crew Resource Management Line-Oriented Flight Event, or CRM LOFT for those who like acronyms like myself. This is sponsored by Envoy Air. Presenting this award will be First Officer Dennis Morgan and our host of the simulator, Kyle from Redbird. I don't know how to say your last name. Menegaz? Okay. Slight change with this award. For 10 through 5, you're more than welcome to come up, but your certificates and your medals are in your packet already. So you will not be receiving anything physical until after the awards banquet. 5 through 1, you will still need to come up, or else I'm going to keep it hanging on my wall. In 20th place, from Southeastern Oklahoma State University, pilot flying Mackenzie Krause, pilot monitoring Daniel Hare. 19th place, from Oklahoma State University, pilot flying Dana Friend, pilot monitoring Pierce Nelson. In 18th place, from Utah State University, pilot flying Aaron Greeno, pilot monitoring Jared Barris. In 17th place, from Bridgewater State University, pilot flying Chris Fredericks, pilot monitoring Omar Kamal. In 16th place, from Kansas State University Polytechnic, pilot flying Braden Post, pilot monitoring Josh Gabriel. In 15th place, from Minnesota State University Mankato, pilot flying Alyssa Voigt, and pilot monitoring Andrew Voigt. In 14th place, from San Jose State University, pilot flying Akasha Akart, and pilot monitoring Boris Zembrisky. In 13th place, from Kent State University, pilot flying Joe Conrad, pilot monitoring Mario Gilo. In 12th place, Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, pilot flying Connor Pay, pilot monitoring Stephen Lang. In 11th place, from Liberty University, pilot flying Alex Coldren, pilot monitoring James Sanchez. In 10th place, from Western Michigan University, pilot flying Nicholas Olenhaus, pilot monitoring Jack Skuzen. In 9th place, from Lewis University, pilot flying Scott Anderson, pilot monitoring Sebastian Stange. In 8th place, From the University of Nebraska, Omaha, pilot flying Garrett Ferguson, pilot monitoring Owen Brennan. In 7th place, from The Ohio State University, pilot flying Eleanor Brown, pilot monitoring Chris Dew. In 6th place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, pilot flying Luke Miller, pilot monitoring Jamie Gallagher. In 5th place, from Southern Illinois University, pilot flying Angelina Kapp, pilot monitoring Benjamin Morris. In 4th place, from Purdue University, pilot flying David Tang, pilot monitoring Kagan Cripple. In 3rd place, from Laterno University, Longview, pilot flying Silas Stanton, pilot monitoring Kenan Yanabella. In 2nd place, from the United States Air Force Academy, pilot flying Ryan Leach, pilot monitoring Joseph Mucklestone. And in 1st place, from the University of North Dakota, pilot flying Joe Taylor, pilot monitoring Ryan Fitzgerald. Down. And if you can continue scooting to the left again. Keep going. If you hit the food line, you've gone too far. That's probably good. No, you only get one of those. Congratulations. For the next award, it will be the American Airlines Safety Award, sponsored by American Airlines. For this award, only the first place team can come up or will come up. In 3rd place from Liberty is Liberty University. 2nd place, Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott. And in 1st place, Auburn University. Congratulations. We don't want you to lose your safety award after you just won the safety award, all right? The next award will be the Loaning Trophy. This is sponsored by Delta Airlines, and it will be presented by Captain David Barnes and Bob Clement. They'd like to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Boys are bringing up the Hemi armor. Can you all see that? The oldest continuously awarded trophy in collegiate aviation, the Loaning Trophy, dates back to 1929. With a quick show of hands, how many people is this your first SAFECON banquet? All right, well, some of you might have heard this a little bit before. Grover Loaning. Most people in aviation wouldn't know who the name Grover Loaning belonged to or why it was so important. Grover had the first aeronautical engineering degree, which has caused me to drink in my life, and I always wondered who taught the course if Grover was taking aeronautical engineering. He cut school one day from Columbia University and went over to see two gentlemen fly, Orville and Wilbur, in a competition against Curtiss. And they were off the coast outside of New York. And Grover came walking up, and the Wright brothers were expecting him. He heard Wilbur say, heard Curtiss running his engine up, and Wilbur says, not enough wind. So he knew Curtiss couldn't take off. Curtiss took off, flew around a little bit around the field, and came back and landed. The Wright brothers proceeded to take off and do multiple trips around the Statue of Liberty, New York City, up and down the Hudson River. But clearly, they were the best in the world. Shortly after that, when Grover graduated, he went to be the first aeronautical engineer at the Dayton plant for the Wright brothers. And with Wilbur's passing, Grover became the person that questioned what Wilbur and Orville had been doing and were doing in the future. That was a partnership that lasted for a number of years until Grover went on and started his own company, Loaning Amphibian, which was the first company to build a civilian airplane for use by civilians. He kept that company going strong for a number of years and eventually sold that to his chief engineer, a young man by the name of Leroy Grumman. Perhaps you all know Grumman Northrop, Grumman Aerospace. Grover, in 1929, decided it was time to formalize the collegiate environment and that he would award this sterling silver loving cup, as it was called in the day, designed and manufactured by Tiffany's of New York. It was handed out for the school year 1928-29 for the first time to Harvard University. Now, during that school year, following that, Harvard crashed every airplane they had and had to replace them all, and somehow they won the award again in 1930. Well, different time, different place. Grover continued to be the one that pushed forward for the collegiate environment to be where you got your grounding and roots in aviation, because he knew that the colleges would bring the power to the industry that it needed, not only in personnel, but in innovation. How many people have flown a Cessna 172, 150? Anybody out here? How many know that Grover was the inventor of the strutted monowing? Every Cessna he would get, every airplane that had a strut, Grover would get a royalty. And in fact, he would give a gift when he gave the award out personally of $25,000. That would be worth over $400,000 today, and I'm afraid I don't have that much as a retired FedEx pilot. So you're going to be left with just the cup. Grover had the opportunity in 1968, as I said earlier, as a student, and for the next 5 years when Grover would come to town, myself, my other roommates, Pete Bro, Chuck Nash, and John's brother, John, and Tom Frasca, we would all get to meet and talk with Grover. And he would sit there, and I told Wilbur this, and I told Orville that, and Amelia and I said this, and Chuck said that, and he was talking about Charles Lindbergh. The first judges for this award in 1929 were Grover, John Towers, the first person to cross the Atlantic in an amphibious aircraft, refueled en route by ships. Amelia Earhart, his good friend, and his other good friend, Charles Lindbergh. The trophy has been held in the Smithsonian. It's on a deed of gift through NAA, currently held by the NIFA Foundation Loaning Judging Committee. And we now, with proper security, the cup goes home with the winning school. And they have a security brief that they will receive. It's irreplaceable. Tonight is one of the few times it's not a hermetically sealed container that it travels in. So feel free during the banquet to come up and it's over, have your picture taken with the award, and touch the same cup that Amelia Earhart touched, and Charles Lindbergh, and the rest of the people that made this night possible. Thank you very much. And it's my pleasure to introduce Captain, he keeps saying first officers, Dave Barnes. Dave is a liaison with the Propel and mentorship of the Propel program at Delta Airlines, and he's here tonight to actually announce a winner. When he gets done announcing a winner, I got a little surprise. I'm going to come back on the air here for a second. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. So I've been studying up about the cup. It's pretty neat coming here and seeing it in real life. It's a remarkable thing. One of the highest of my career is just seeing this. And of course, talking with John and Martha King, that's always fun too. But yeah, I'm David Barnes. I'm a pilot with Delta Airlines. I'm also a liaison and a mentor for our Delta Propel Pilot Pathway program. And just to plug, our application is open until September 8th for those that apply. So you have all summer to gain some experience and stories and that before you do apply. But this year's Loening Trophy is sponsored by Delta Airlines. We have a long history at NIFA and Collegiate Aviation of doing different sponsoring. And after speaking with many of you this week, it's exciting that everyone's back here in person, and this competition is very special. And as was mentioned earlier, judging by the sunburns I saw, we had good weather too. But so I ask you, why do you think airlines are here? Different company representatives, presidents of companies. Why do we come to your colleges? Why do we come to a NIFA competition? You might not realize it yet, but I'm sure your dedicated coaches know, but as you guys look around this room, you are the future leaders of this industry. You're going to be the next people that will be leading companies, be captains at airlines, do another thing in the aerospace industry. But for each of you here today, as it relates to this competition, think about what you've accomplished and what you've done, your hard work, your dedication, your attention to detail, study habits, time management abilities, improving your technical stick and rudder skills, the relationships and the memories. Those are things that are valuable to any company. You guys should be very proud of what you continue to accomplish. And those are things that no one can take away from you. They become part of you, who you are, and you can use those traits in the future. But NIFA and Collegiate Aviation is a very special thing, and that's why Delta is proud to be here to be able to sponsor tonight. So one of my own aviation mentors when I was young told me once that the passion for the gift of flight is like a highly contagious disease. Once that passion touches you, you can't get rid of it. It's really difficult. It allows you the unique opportunity to share that love with others. And as you just heard, the strong aviation passion is exactly what the Wright brothers, Dr. Grove and Loening, possessed when he created this cup. He was an inventor, an innovator, and a genius and a pioneer in the aviation world. Pretty much everything that happens today in an airplane, he had a part of it. But with the judging, the complex judging criteria, this college that is receiving this evening is very deserving. This academic performance, the vast majority of the competitors are on the dean's list, not just for aviation classes, but the cumulative GPAs. The team members remain very active with their schools, and their community, and their funding network, the funding efforts of their school. The program shows continual growth. They keep adding new buildings. They're increasing their modern fleet, and they're very active with their industry relations. They have new academic programs being developed, and there's several pathway programs, including being one of our Delta Propel partner universities. A short while ago, this university's flight program has experienced a little unexpected turbulence, but through hard work by many, this university's lifted off the runway. They're climbing out into clear skies, and I'm real excited to see what the future holds for this university. So please join me in congratulating this year's Loening Trophy recipient, the War Eagles of Auburn University. Congratulations. everybody.
Okay, I'm going to all the War Eagles in here. Come on up on stage. It takes a lot to lift this. Come on up here. Okay, what the turbulence that Dave was talking about, I'm going to ask Blake and her mother Joanne, Lauren to come up. Blake, Lauren, come on up here. They need to see you. In 2013, somebody got the idea that Auburn University didn't need an aviation department. And Lauren, come on up here on stage. Bring your mom so they can see you. Lauren, oh, Steve's got a left main mount that's out. So just stand up, please, Lauren. Long before media, as we knew it, I heard about this young lady down at Auburn that had started a media outreach to save the aviation program at Auburn. And I met Blake. Come on over here, Blake. I don't bite hard. Anyway, and Blake was there as the team captain. Her mom was involved as the event planner for the regionals. And Blake put out, they were chalking the sidewalks at Auburn, you know, aviation's got to stay. And alumni got involved. And then she decided we better call the governor because he had just announced that Alabama was the aviation state with Huntsville and Airbus coming to Mobile. And when they met with the governor, and the governor says, Auburn is going to have an aviation department, called up the president of Auburn University and informed him that Auburn was going to have an aviation department. I don't know what happened to the department chair, but about $11 million later, an improvement. Blake was the top female pilot in SAFECON that year and went on to great things, was also awarded the Camdy Kubek Chamberlain Award. You can look that one up. So, War Eagles, this young lady and your program, she saved it in 2013. So give her a big round of applause. You would not be here. Thank you. Thanks. Go down and lift that thing. Hold on. Pick it up, it's yours. Just don't drop it. It's heavy. Give you an idea, some of the, just everybody's out there, how do you win this? We've seen vast number of improvements. Bringing in area high schools, bringing them into your flight program, bringing them in to get college credit while they're in their area high schools. Starting the freshmen in August or July, getting their private pilot before the first day of class in the school. They don't need to worry about aviation, they're already embedded in the program. They learn how to be a college student come September when classes start. They go all year round. There's schools that you can get out of with a Bachelor of Science degree in 2.5 years with all of your license and get to the airlines. The airlines are out there. We need more of this. We go to college to get a job and to fulfill the needs of the aviation industry. And Auburn University, you've done a spectacular job. Congratulations. You can take it back to the table with it. Don't drop it.
The next event will be the Power Off Landing event, sponsored by Piper Aircraft. This will be presented once again by Celine, sorry. And when I asked Sam if he would present these awards, he had the traffic count in his pocket from SAFECON. What was the traffic on Wednesday? You said that was your hardest day? 1,077. Not all power off landings. I mean, there were some jets and stuff in there. I believe some helicopters who made their way in and stuff like that, but 3,633 operations for the SAFECON week. And they handled it well. In 20th place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Cammie Johnson. In 19th place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Prescott, Kenrick Vale. In 18th place from California Aeronautic University, Nathan Johnston. In 17th place from Oklahoma State University, Brandon Adams. In 16th place from The Ohio State University, Dominic Parenti. In 15th place from Southern Illinois University, Dane Snodgrass. In 14th place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Daytona, Connor P. In 13th place from Southeastern Oklahoma State University, Justin Nichols. In 12th place from San Jose State University, Akasha Akarte. In 11th place from The Ohio State University, Mike Sterling. In 10th place from Western Michigan University, Jack Skozin. In 9th place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Douglas Niemelia. In 8th place from Kent State University, Samuel Lagarth. In 7th place from LeTourneau University, Longview, Brandon Petra. In 6th place from LeTourneau University, Longview, Dalen Moore. In 5th place from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Prescott, George Fiskew. In 4th place from Kansas State University Polytechnic, Braden Post. In 3rd place from the University of North Dakota, Joe Taylor. In 2nd place from LeTourneau University, Longview, Joseph Turner. And in 1st place with a total combined score of from 2 landings of 10, Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Hayden Morse. Congratulations. The next award will be the Collegiate Aviation Progress, sponsored by Cirrus Aircraft, presented by Will Hecksteden. Sorry. This award is one of a algorithm, that NIFA runs that shows the progress between a school from years past to the current year, based off of placings as well as contestants. And this year, the Collegiate Aviation Progress Award goes to Auburn. Getting tired of walking up here? Congratulations. It's not that heavy, no. I mean, comparative. The National Top Pilot is sponsored by Airline Pilots Association, presented by Captain Andrew Ross. The winner will receive $1,000. Only the first place person will come up for this. In third place, from LeTourneau University, Longview, Joseph Turner. In second place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Prescott, Hayden Morse. And in first place, as your top pilot, from the University of North Dakota, Joe Taylor. Getting a little low over there, huh? All right, next is the Flying Events Championship Trophy. This is sponsored by Endeavor Air, and it will be presented by our scorekeeper and the one who kept me in line the entire time, Virginia Harmer. And excuse me, and Robin Murphy. I apologize. In third place, from LeTourneau University, Longview. There's no from on that one. That is just who it is. Habits. Second place, the University of North Dakota. And in first place, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Prescott. Congratulations. The Ground Events Championship Trophy, sponsored by Aviation Supplies and Academics. This will be presented by James Johnson. In third place, Southern Illinois University. In second place, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Prescott. And in first place, the University of North Dakota. Congratulations. Thank you. The next award will be the Competition Safety Award, sponsored by the NIFA Council, presented by this year's safety judge, Rich Steckel. This award is given to the school that presents the highest safety on the ramp. Rich went through and talked to many of the students and contestants out there today. And this year's Competition Safety Award goes to Auburn University. Congratulations. The next award will be the top scoring contestant, sponsored by UPS Airlines. In third place, from Laterno University Longview, Joseph Turner. In second place, from Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott, Hayden Morse. And in first place, from University of North Dakota, Joe Taylor. Congratulations. The next event will be the Red Baron Team Sportsmanship Award, sponsored by the NIFA Council. This award was voted on by your peers. Other teams voted for this school, and it was close, I will say that. But this year's Sportsmanship Award goes to Oklahoma State University. Congratulations, guys. Getting real low over there. The next awards will be the Judges Trophy. In third place, Southern Illinois University. In second place, Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott. And in first place, the University of North Dakota. Congratulations, thank you. All right, before I announce the SAFECON championship, just a couple quick notes, because I know I'll announce it and then it'll get wild and nobody's gonna listen to me after that. So remember, if you have not picked up your message drop bombs, they are at the end of the table. Along with, we have packets returning any information you gave us, along with any sort of information NIFA has to give back. Along with the packets, we will be sending a digital packet this year that is going to have further information for you, just kind of breakdowns on the events, how things are scored, things along that lines. If you have quite a few trophies and or plaques and you would like a box or anything along that lines, we have plenty of boxes with plenty of peanuts. Remember, until you get home to your home school, there is absolutely no drinking of alcohol. And for OSU, there is no drinking of alcohol until 24 hours after this banquet. I see the weather. We were blessed all week with beautiful weather, and unfortunately going home may not be beautiful weather, but I ask you guys to fly safe, travel safe, drive safe. However you're gonna get home, please be safe with it. The National Championship Trophy is sponsored by Southwest Airlines and Captain Scott Van Oyen. And I had to give a special thank you to Scott. He's the one I would always call if I had any problems. And unfortunately, he heard a lot from me here and there, but he was always willing to take my call, and I appreciate every time he did. In third place, LeTourneau University, Longview. In second place, the University of North Dakota. And in first place, with a score of 592 total points, Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University, Prescott. Congratulations, everyone. To the right. I know. I know, right? Thank you all for attending our banquet. And once again, thank you to our sponsors, our judges, and all volunteers, and this lovely host school of OSU. We look forward to coming back here. Luckily, next year, our host is finally going to be Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and EAA is going to be hosting us next year. Once again, thank you, and travel safely. Test, test. I lied. I'm not over. It's not over. It is over. But if you do want medallions for 6th through 10th, you can come over and see Andrew Ross. He's the one behind the table there. Just swarm him. That's the best way to do it. No organization is needed. Also, make sure before you leave you get your parking ticket validated if you don't want to pay for parking. I believe Rachel right here at table 17 is the woman to talk to. Thank you.